Hi students, in this section we discuss about some numericals related to the vector analysis of laws of reflection and reflection from the plane surfaces. Okay, let us see the numericals related to the vector analysis of laws of reflection. For that, in previous section we got one formula for r cap, that is I cap minus 2 into I cap dot n cap into n cap. Here I cap is the unit vector along the incident ray, r cap is unit vector along the reflected ray, n cap is the unit vector along the normal. Okay, let us see the first numerical. See, a ray of light is incident on YZ plane mirror along a unit vector I cap is equal to 1 by root 3 I cap plus 1 by root 3 J cap plus 1 by root 3 K cap. Find the unit vector along the reflected ray. Means they are asking R cap and they given I cap value. So if you know the N cap, then by using that formula we can find the resultant answer. Okay, what is N cap? See here. Here the mirror is in the YZ plane. When the mirror in YZ plane, normal is always perpendicular to the plane now. That's why normal here along the x-axis. So normal unit vector is denoted by n cap now. So n cap here is equal to the I cap, because along x-axis the unit vector is always I cap now. Clear? Now see here. To apply this formula, first of all we would like to know about what is the value of I cap dot n cap. I cap value 1 by root 3 I cap plus 1 by root 3 J cap plus 1 by root 3 K cap dot product with n cap. N cap is nothing but I cap now. We know in dot product I cap dot I cap is equal to 1. I cap dot J cap is equal to 0 and I cap dot K cap is also 0 now. So I cap dot I cap 1. So value is now becomes equal to 1 by root 3. J cap dot I cap is 0. K cap dot I cap is 0. That's why these two terms are 0. So what is the value of I cap dot N cap now you got? 1 by root 3. This value substitute here. Then you got the unit vector along the reflected. So R cap is now equal to I cap. The value is 1 by root 3 I cap plus 1 by root 3 J cap plus 1 by root 3 K cap minus 2 into I cap dot N cap value 1 by root 3 into N cap. N cap is nothing but I cap. So the value of R cap is now here I by root 3, here 2I by root 3. So what you got? Minus I by root 3 na? Okay, otherwise 1 by root 3 into I cap. These two, no terms related to the J cap and K cap. That's why 1 by root 3 J cap plus 1 by root 3 K cap. Understand? This is the simplest numerical related to this concept. Okay? So I am using this formula for found the value of the unit vector along the reflected ray. Clear? Check once. For this, first of all, you found I cap dot N cap. You got one value. That value will be substituted in that formula. You got the answer. Now, properly see I cap and R cap formulas. Are you observe? Here J cap component, K cap component does not change us, na? And for this one we just observe one minus symbol only. Okay, where you got the negative symbol related to the I cap only. I cap means here along the normal direction. So a small trick is there for solving the numericals. Okay, what is that? The component of incident ray along the normal gets reversed. Component of incident ray along the normal gets reversed. Remaining all components are same. So this one is same, this one is same. Just you may reverse the component which is along the normal. Are you understand? This is the trick. Okay, can you try the next numerical? Please write it down. So the next numerical is area of light is incident on a plane mirror along a vector I cap plus j cap minus k cap. The normal on incident point is along I cap plus j cap. Find the unit vector along the reflected ray. Find the unit vector along reflected ray means again the same formula. Okay, so in this we need I cap and n cap first. According to given question, they said I bar. Okay, vector they said, it is not a unit vector. So vector is given as I bar plus j bar minus k bar. Na? So what is the value of I cap? We know the formula for unit vector. Unit vector formula is a bar by mod a bar. Nothing but a bar by a. So what is the formula for I cap now? I cap is nothing but I bar. I bar means I cap plus j cap minus k cap by magnitude of this one. Magnitude of this one is nothing but under root component squares now. That is nothing but I cap dot j cap minus k cap by root 3. This is the value of I cap. And normal has a value. What is the value of normal? N bar is equal to I cap dot j cap given. So value of n cap now becomes I cap plus j cap by under root coefficients 1 square plus 1 square. That means I cap plus j cap by root 2. Now we have the I cap value and n cap value. First of all, found I bar dot n cap. So I cap dot n cap is equal to I bar dot I bar 1, j bar dot j bar 1, no component along the k cap, that's why that is 0, by here root 3 and here root 2. Nothing but 2 by root 3 into root 2, that is equal to 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2 na, by root 3 into root 2. 1 root 2 root 2 cancel. So what is the value of I cap dot n cap? Root 2 by root 3. Okay, now substitute this value in this formula. Then what is the value of R cap now? R cap is equal to I cap means I plus j minus k by root 3 minus 2 into I cap dot n cap root 2 by root 3, okay, into n cap. N cap value I cap plus j cap by root 2. So here root 2 cancel now. Okay, then what we have? R cap is equal to, this we written as I by root 3 plus j by root 3 minus k by root 3. Here minus 2I by root 3 minus 2j by root 3 na. So this is I by root 3, this is minus 2I by root 3. So what is the value of R cap? R cap is now equal to minus I cap by root 3. This is minus 2j by root 3, here plus j by root 3. That means minus j by root 3 plus k component. K component is minus k by root 3. Understand? So this is the required answer. Okay. In the previous numerical, we said one shortcut formula. What is shortcut? The component of incident ray along the direction of normal only reverses. See, here normal is I cap plus j cap na. So these two components here just reverse. Means I cap can be written as minus I, j cap can be written as minus j. K does not changes, here also K does not changes. I understand? This is R cap. That's why you can get the values of 1 by root 3 is there. Clear? Please note it down. So one more time I would like to explain. The formula for unit vector is a bar by mod a, nothing but magnitude should write. Okay. So in order to get the value of the unit vector along the reflected ray, we may use this formula. In this formula, we need I cap and n cap. I cap and n cap are the unit vectors, but they given vector formulas. For that, first of all, we have found the unit vectors. Unit vector nothing but I cap plus j cap minus k cap by under root their coefficients. Okay, then you got value of I cap and n cap. Now, we required dot product of I cap dot n cap. So, we found the values of the I cap dot n cap here. That value will be substituted in the formula of R cap. Then, we got the formula. If they ask R bar is nothing but R into R cap. Magnitude of R bar into R cap. Then you got the value of the R bar. Clear? Please note it down. Now we are discussing about types of reflection. Okay, reflection is two types. First one is regular reflection. In case of regular reflection, generally the reflecting surface is smooth. If the reflecting surface is smooth, then what happens? Incident ray strikes the surface and it will be reflected back. Okay, but if suppose the reflecting surface is not smooth, if it is a rough surface, if it is rough surface, it is called as diffused reflection. Okay, in diffused reflection, the surface is like this. Then what happens? If any ray will be incident here, okay, here you should draw the normal. Normal is always perpendicular to the surface now. So here this is the surface. So now normal is like this. We know angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. That's why this ray will be reflected like this. Okay, here angle I is equal to angle R. It should be followed. Both laws of reflection should be followed for any reflecting surface, whether it is a smooth or whether it is rough. Understand? So in this way, if you take number of rays, then everywhere will be reflected in different directions. Or understand? So this type of reflection is called as diffused reflection. This takes place only when the surface is rough, and if the surface is smooth, we can get the regular reflection. Clear? Now, in case of reflection, you should remember some important points. See, the first one is, if suppose I am considering this as one reflecting surface. Okay, when a ray of light is incident normally. Okay, I considered one ray of light which is incident normally. Then what happens? Normal incidence means it is along the direction of normal now. So angle of incidence here 0 degree. Why? Angle of incidence is nothing but angle between incident ray and normal na? Okay. Angle of incidence is angle between the incident ray and normal na? Now this ray is incident normally, that means in this direction only it falls. That's why angle of incidence is equal to 0. Clear? And from laws of reflection, what we learn, angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So angular reflection is also 0 now. Angular reflection 0 means, now on which direction the light ray will be incident on the reflecting surface, on the same direction it will be reflected back. Okay, on which direction the incident ray touches the surface, on the same direction again it reflected back. Are you understand? So normal incidence means angle I is 0, angle R is equal to 0. Clear? In wording, what may written? If a light ray incident normally on a surface, then what happens? After reflection, it retraces its path. It is only possible when normal incidence. Okay, it retraces its path. Understand? Please note it down. Now, deviation of ray due to reflection. See, I may consider one reflecting surface here, smooth reflecting surface. A ray of light incident on the surface here. So it strikes at this point, then we may draw one normal. Okay, and we know the ray will be reflected in the same medium. Okay, and this is incident ray, this is normal. We know this is angle of incidence I and this is angle of reflection R. Okay, what is the meaning of deviation of ray? Okay, if there is no reflecting surface, what happens? The incident ray follows its same path na? Okay, in the absence of the reflecting surface, the incident ray follows the same path. So in the presence of surface, what happens? Reflection will be takes place. So angle of deviation is nothing but angle made by the direction of incident ray with the reflected ray. This is reflected ray na? Angle between direction of incidence and reflected ray is called as angle of deviation. Okay, so what is the value of angle of deviation? Angle of deviation delta is equal to, what is the total angle here? This is 180 now. Okay, out of 180, this is I and this is R. That's why delta value is 180 minus I plus R. Okay, but we know angle I is equal to angle R na? That's why 180 minus, instead of r, can I write I? So I plus I, nothing but 2I. So what is the formula for angle of deviation? Angle of deviation delta is equal to 180 minus 2I or 180 minus 2R. Clear? This is the deviation of ray due to reflection. Okay, note it down. Now we know about the image. Image is nothing but intersection point of all the reflected or refracted rays from the device. Okay, images are generally two types: real image or virtual image. One is real image, another one is virtual image. What is real image? Real image is nothing but the actual meeting point of reflected rays or the refracted rays is called as the real image. Okay, so what is real image? Real image is nothing but actual meeting point of all the rays. Okay, all reflected or refracted rays sorry, the rays after reflection or refraction actually meet at a point. Okay, but in virtual image the rays after reflection or refraction appears to be meet at a point. He appears to be meet at a point, but here actually meet at a point. I understand? That is a major difference between these two. And the second point, it can be taken on screen. Okay? It cannot be taken on screen. Suppose if you saw the 3D picture, any 3D movie, then that image is not on the screen. Okay, it is appears to be on that point, but it is called as a virtual image. Clear now? Some people are trying to catch that image. If you wear the 3D glasses, the image formed by it is a virtual image. Is it clear? It is not taken on the screen. And the third one, that is, it always inverted. But it is always erect. Okay, what is the meaning of inversion? If you take object in this way, the image will be appears like this. Okay, inversion will be takes place. Erect means upright. Same thing. Object and image both are along the same way. But in case of real image, inverted images are formed. Is it clear? So these are the major difference between the real image and the virtual image. What is the first one? The rays after reflection or reflection actually meet at some point. These are appears to be meet at point. This can be taken on the screen, it cannot be taken on the screen, and the image is always inverted. Here the image is always erect. Clear? Note it down. Now, the reflections from plane surfaces. Okay, here the image formed by the plane mirror has the following characteristics. You must be remember all these characteristics while solving numerical or for solving the ray diagrams. If you draw the ray diagrams, also these 5 points are very, very important. Okay, what is the first one? Image is erect. Erect means upright. So if you take the object is like this, image also in the same way. Clear? Second point, image is same size as object. Okay, if suppose I stand before a mirror, a plane mirror, then the size of me is the size of the image is similar to as size of me. That means object and image both are having the same size. Clear? Third one, image is laterally inverted. It is very important. If you stand before a mirror and if you move your right hand, then inside the mirror, image is moves its left hand. Na? That is called laterally inverted. Are you understand? If you raise your right hand, then image raises their left hand. Clear? Lateral inversion means like that. Clear? Next, the fourth one. The image is located as far behind the mirror as object in front of it. It is also very, very important. Before the mirror, if I stand at a distance of 2 meters, then image inside the mirror is also at the 2 meter distance. If I move towards the mirror, then image also inside the mirror moves towards the mirror only. That's why it's always keep in mind the image located as far behind the mirror as object in front of it. Are you understand now? Before the mirror, if you stand at 5 meter distance, image also at a 5 meter distance inside the mirror. Clear? And the last one, the plane mirror always forms virtual image to a real object and vice versa. Vice versa means virtual object to a real image. If the image is virtual, due to the object is real. If the object is virtual, then image is real. Is it clear? So these are the important characteristics of the image formed by the plane mirror. Clear?